surprise you.
Welcome back, everyone. Monday again, already a new week, thankfully. And yes, kick back, chill out. We're setting sail for the back of Speculation Island, where things get a little bitty weird. And just another day in 2020. We've got Wookies in the news. We've got flying ants that are doing something I've never seen before. We've got people going crazy in stores. And we are going to talk about all of that, get a laugh, chill out, and get ready for Kevin from Minnesota on the main show later today. So, I'll be with you in just a moment. Chill out, chillax, it's the chill stream. Welcome back then, everyone. Yes, another week. Hope we're all ready for another week of madness right here with me, Kev Baker, host of the Kev Baker Show. Like, none of you didn't know that already, right? But, yeah, welcome to all of you. I'm going to go into the chat room. I'll give you all a little shout out, see who I see coming in. And, yeah, I've got some fun for us to look at today. Just another typical day in 2020, to be honest with you. And, listen, this hat is becoming more and more essential by the day. Yes, it's getting unbelievably unruly underneath the hat. Put it this way, folks, if I was to take the hat off, I would probably go in full Joe Real mode. Yes, that's Joe there back in his modelling days when he was a hair model. You know, back when he was a good-looking Wookiee. And if I was to take my hat off right now, I'd probably end up looking just like that. And nobody wants to see me like that. Nobody wants to see a hairy Kev. It's not good. But we're going to be talking about hairy Wookiees. And for some things, only Australia can deliver. And how apt would it be to be starting on an Australian-themed story today after that brilliant show at the weekend? And before I go into the chat, don't forget, everyone, we had Luna, Donnie, Ken, and Jess, all the way from down under at the weekend. That was our third installment of that there. Ancient and Modern Mysteries from Australia. And notice how I'm confident enough to put on my Australian accent today. Don't dare do it when the Australians are about. It sounds ridiculous when you're actually doing it with real Australians. They kind of look at you. It kind of sounds like a cross between, I don't know, South African, Welsh, and maybe a bit of German thrown in there when I listen to myself sometimes. But yeah, if you haven't checked that out, I can't think of a better 2 hours of radio to... Radio? It was YouTube. I'm so used to saying radio. 2 hours of information. Let's just put it that way. There was UFOs. There was thylacines. There was water dogs. There was bunyips. There was so much more I can barely even remember. Oh, we had all of that archaeology as well that we brought onto the stream. So yeah, please go and check that out. And I'm looking forward to hooking up with all of them as well. And tell me how much of a character. And remember, a character is a great thing in Scotland. How much of a character was Ken? Ken Rotman, big shout out to you if you're listening, brother. But you are my stereotypical Australian. I love you to bits, man. And I'm going to get you on the show to talk about your UFO stuff real soon. We can chill out. And on the show today, we've got Kevin from Minnesota. And he's going to be coming on to talk about this here. And it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really good one. So if you want to join us for that, head on over to TFR. Or we've got a room open in Discord. And before I go anywhere today, I want to say a big, huge well done to Algo, to Polynation, and of course the Wookie and ZX for helping set up something that we've started over on Discord called the Open Mic. And it's nothing to do with me. It's about all of you out there. You see, you might think I just say it for effect when I kind of big up the audience here, but absolutely not. You lot are KBS, and watching that, listening to that the other day, people talking about stuff going on, and it was a bit hard to listen to because I don't take credit very well. But the whole idea of other people getting on a mic and saying their piece, that's what it's all about. That's how I got going. People like Alex Jones told me to do that back in the day. And if I can encourage people to start doing their own channels, their own thing, then that for me is mission accomplished. I can be a happy guy because I ain't going to save the world. I ain't going to claim to even be able to attempt to save the world and clear up all of the ills in it. That's impossible for one man to do. I'll keep it real. So what can I do realistically? You know, you can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. And I could do that. I could give you little breadcrumbs and keep you coming back time and time again. But I would like nothing more than to end up going to watch all of you on your channels, seeing this chat room getting bigger, going other places, spreading around. And I was talking to a good friend, Kevin McCairn. He's going to be coming on the show on Wednesday to discuss things I can't mention on here. But he made a really good point, you know. He said, in the end of the day, Kev, it should never be about numbers. And just think of the story of Jesus. You know, he done a lot of stuff with just 12 dudes. Yeah. So that focused, smaller group has the potential to make a whole lot more change than these bigger, massive groups that are just talking about things but not really doing anything. That's why you lot all rock. So talking to you, I'm going to come into the chat room. We've got Edward. You see, exactly, yes, I forgot to finish it off. So I could give you the fish you eat for a day. I'm going to teach you how to fish. You see? And then at some point, you don't need me anymore. That's my entire mission in all of this. I'm not going to LARP you. I'm not going to scam you. I want to see yous do what I do. And then it takes a bit of the heat off me. I can kick back. I can get back into my hammock on the sunnier side of Speculation Island. You know, I can watch all of you. I can goof out in the chat room. I can't wait. But until then, you're stuck with me. So, and when you do have your own channels, I do hope you still come back to see yours truly here, right? So then, we've got Jason in there. Somebody just subbed to Jason's channel. Jason is a top guy. He's also got a brilliant paranormal channel. He does all of the good stuff over there. Check it out. First Paranormal. We've got Marty sneaking in there. I see you, Marty. Rorschach. Now, Rorschach, did you send me an emoji? Because if you did, then I apologise for not getting into our emoji family. But just resend it. Get it to me. You'll be in there. We've got Edward. We've got Dreams426. We've got Lance in there as well. And Lance was saying he was just over watching Cliff High. I've listened to Cliff High for years, and this is a chill stream, so trust me, Lance, anyone out there, if there's any other streams or anything you think's more important right now, crack on, go for it. No offense taken. I get it, okay? Because, like I say, this is just where we chill out. This is where I get my kind of mojo on before we go on to the main show. So, nothing serious at all. Whoa, hang on, hang on. There is something serious. And Craney's in the chat room. Oh, better be on my best behaviour here. Yes, indeed. And can you all send Anne a little bit of energy? She got sent home from work today. I've got her in like some kind of body cocoon over there in the corner. I don't want to be sharing any kind of airspace with her or anything, just in case, just in case. But yeah, send Anne some love. You can tell I'm the most sympathetic man to have around the house. Us toxic men, we're good for that, right? Not really. So we've also got Callie Dan in there, Tiffany. Let's see. I can't go through all of these. Bearded, Lewis. I'll probably try though. Jose Ramon, Francis. First Paranormal, done you. AJ, Mama. I don't mean Jason. I don't mean I literally done you. I just shouted your name out. Mama. Now, Mama Shaibul. If that's a really toxic Mr. Shaibul you've got in the house, I suggest you get his dinner on, because I know that hungry man you were telling us in the chat room. He's stomping about the house, and the last thing anybody wants is a shy bull in a china shop. Oh, that was a good joke. Come on, that was a good one. That was one of my better ones, right? Maybe not. So we've also got in there Connie and my good friend Cheryl as well. Myself and Cheryl were having a really kind of good back and forth on Facebook today. Sometimes it's crap talking on there because a lot of communication is by visual, facial expressions, tone of voice comes into it as well. We were talking about some really serious things, and yeah, good conversation, Cheryl. I hope I made sense, and I hope you realise that I was definitely not saying to ignore some of the stuff that we were talking about. But this goes for everyone out there, if you're looking into like the alternative information, whatever it is, doesn't matter what rabbit hole you're down. If you ever find yourself like being affected by the rabbit hole, either your mood or something like that, it's not bad to step back and walk away for a while. You're not doing anything wrong. In the end of the day, if something's making you feel bad and it's happening constantly, that can't be good for you long term. And there's a lot of information out there that can be kind of heavy going. And I just say, it's not turning your back on it. It's not ignoring it. You've already recognised that there's problems out there. You can read between the lines here, folks. I like to think that you as the audience think about what I'm saying, not just react to it. But yeah, I found myself where Cheryl was, looking at stuff that, it's dark. But don't feel guilty if you turn your back on it for a while. Because in reality, if it's making you feel bad, that can't be a good thing long term. So, Cheryl, I am glad to have you here with us on our little chill stream. Like I say, I won't solve the world. I won't cure it of anything, but we'll have fun. We'll try. We've got John in there. We've got Ronald. We've got Rick. Who else we got kicking about? Scrolling faster now. Weapon. Love your name, dude. Tiffany, I think I got you. Notice how I say I did you to guys, but I wouldn't say that after a girl's name because that just sounds so wrong. And then even Anne laughed at that one. So, yeah, we've got Little Glob. Can't forget you, Little Glob. Queen. That'll do for now, because we need to get into some of this fun, right? I've got some fun for us to look at today. And we're going down under, first of all. I'm going to come back into the chat room before the show finishes. It's not even a show. That's just a force of habit, me saying show. This is the furthest thing from a show than you could imagine. A show would imply that I've got lots of cut scenes, I've got all the lines kind of laid out where I'm going to go. I've got web pages open. I know roughly where I'm going to go, but it certainly isn't constructed in any way. So let's get into it. And like I said in opening up, some stories, you don't need to be told where they come from. to kind of know where they come from. It's something or some things that can only happen in Australia. And this is one of the reasons I love Australia. It's different, the people are cool, they've got awesome weather, they've got kangaroos, after all, and koalas, and they've also got a wicked sense of humour. They really, really do. Now, when you're in a relationship, sometimes it doesn't work out, and you have a breakup, and that happens. That's life, you know. Some people take it better than others, admittedly, but then some people take it in an entirely different direction altogether that you just never seen coming. So if I just get the actual correct web page open here. So yeah, if we go... I've no idea, Anne. Anne's getting angry at something. Not me though, it's okay. So, in Australia, we had a couple, just like I spoke of there. Wasn't exactly working out too well. They split up. And sometimes you hear of really nasty, kind of vengeful stuff going on from boyfriends and girlfriends, whoever one feels that they've been kind of hard done by. But then there's other people that can take that and they can absolutely do something beautiful with it. It turns into a story that lands on my lap. And one such story is this one here. An ex-boyfriend takes bizarre revenge, asking people to pretend to be Chewbacca. Yeah, this guy down in Australia has basically put posters up around town and told people he's running a competition for the best call of the Wookiee. You know, that kind of thing. Only kind of kicker being, people don't really know that the number they're dialing, it's not a competition. It's his ex-girlfriend. Yes, take a listen to this. Oh, please play.
I thought it was quite funny, actually. I thought it was a good joke.
A good sport, Jessica is.
Just pull it down, please, and yeah, have a laugh for me. And if you want to make a phone call, go for it. I don't mind. Bring it on.
You see, it's that Australian attitude. She actually loves this. In fact, this might actually bring these two people back together. You see that? You see that? You see that there? That's a happy woman. If you can make a woman laugh, they say you're halfway there, right? I think these two are going to end up getting back together. But it says people respond to a breakup in different ways. Some block their former beloved on every medium, while others try to get back in touch with flowers and apologies. I usually find if you've done something that warrants flowers and apologies, you've probably overstepped a mark that's never going to be stepped back over again. Once that mark's there and you've crossed the line, yeah. Listen, remember I used to give out Kev Baker love advice, okay? Trust me, I know what I'm talking about here. That's one of my dating tips, all right? So then there's the less typical approach. Like a man, not just any man, the man in Australia who put up posters round town asking to phone his ex-partner and pretend to be Chewbacca. He claimed that the person who gave the best impression would win $100 as an incentive to get people phoning and shouting. Now, admittedly, one of those calls of the Wookiee is a faux Wookiee. I play with fake Wookiees. Yes, there you go, folks. I'm admitting it. It's not been a real Wookiee all along. One of them's a real Wookiee, but the other one's Wookiee Andy. Not Spooky Andy, Wookiee Andy. Big shout out to Wookiee Andy as well. He's going to be coming on the show soon. Oh my word, have we got something to talk to all of you about. And it gets into Mandela effects. It gets into quantum physics. It gets into all sorts of crazy things that we think people need to hear, but we don't know if people's brains can handle it. Not because you're not intelligent enough, because I think we're going to take the computing power of our wet and warm quantum computers, our little brains, and we're going to max it clean out. We're going to talk about concepts that are just beyond the reach of our own CPU. But anyway, I'm into Chewbacca. How did I get to quantum? Jessica. Oh, now, It isn't our Jessica. I think if we look back there,
Les informations,
that's a different video now. No, it's not Jess that comes on the show here. But from Cairns said, I'm getting phone calls at really strange hours of the night, about 1 o'clock to about 4 o'clock. I thought it was quite funny, actually. I thought it was a good joke, she told 9 News. And this here, this poster, it makes it. Look at this, look. You've got the actual Wookiee there. Chewbacca roar contest. I mean, come on. If that had been any of us that seen that, we would have done it, right? I'd have been phoning up and giving it all that kind of good stuff, right? I'd have been right there. But, yeah, only in Australia. There she is there. That's not our Jess. A fine Australian woman she may be, but not our mammoth hunter. So, yeah, there you go. Wookiees in the news. And that's only a taste of what's to come here today, because it's another day in 2020. 2020 is the year that just loves to give. Give us strange headlines, weird stories. And next up, we're going to be getting into not murder hornets. No. Not giant Asian hornets either. No. I have got a story about another insect, only it's 2020. You know there's going to be a twist with it, right? And when I say twist, oh boy, is there going to be a twist. Get ready for the invasion of the flying ants. But Kev, there's always flying ants. But which other year can you remember when the flying ants did? You'll just have to join me in a minute and find out, folks. I'm bad. Go, yeah. See, it wasn't a long break. I'm not going to keep you waiting a long time for that cliffhanger. I mean, how long can people wait to find out what flying ants have been up to? Flying ants, who hates them? I hate them. Ants, for me, are some of Satan's minions. They're right up there with flies, spiders. But flying ants, they're a totally different breed altogether, right? We get them here. You know, AJ in the chat room, he was telling me flying ants ain't anything new, Kevin. Oh, no, I know that. But how many years can you remember? Okay, messages coming in. Oh, the command center, it's all kicking off here, right? So messages, not messages coming in, right? How many years? Think back, cast your mind back to headlines that read like this. You ready? It's 2020. Swarm of flying ants is so big, it's showing up on a weather map. What? Yep, it is. It's not that they're big, it's just there's so many of them. And we come to probably a future Pulitzer Prize winning publication here, the Metro. It's where all the best journalists come from, trust me. If you already felt like 2020 was bringing echoes of the biblical 10 plagues, then you might want to click away from this article. Oh no, it makes me want to dig deeper. The picture above looks like it shows a rain cloud drifting across Kent. Look at that. You see that there? Looking like rain? No. Unless you want to call flying ants raining ants. It's 2020. Maybe that'll be a new thing. It's a weather phenomenon that they've always known about. We're just catching up now. You know, that deadly flying ant rain that hits every 100 years or so. But look closer, and you'll see that little arrow annotating the blue area as flying ants. There are so many of them that they are messing with the weather radar. Horrifying? No, absolutely. The Met Office explains during the summer, ants can take to the skies in a mass emergence, usually to warn. Yeah, they're coming over to warn us of something, folks. They're flying across the channel. They've got a mission. that they've got messages for all of us. They're going to fly into our homes and they're going to communicate with us. Maybe, who knows? During the summer, ants can take to the skies in a mass emergence, usually on warm, humid, and windless days. And Flying Ant Day sounds like some kind of national holiday, which should be marked on calendars, but in fact, it doesn't have an official date. It just takes place around this time in summer, with swarms usually only at their largest size for one day. As we explained in this article, every year newborn virgin queens in the colony look to start their own colonies. They spread their wings and they fly. It'd be a proud mammy ant watching those baby ants flying off to start their new colonies, which they need new mates for. Brown chicken, brown cow. So the queens and young workers, is that what she calls them? Young workers, sprout wings and move away from their current colony to prevent crossbreeding. Quite funny you find somebody of royal stock worried about crossbreeding. It's a bit of an enigma in our present reality. Boom, boom. While other worker male ants also head off in search of another queen. You see, this is one of those matriarchal systems where I wouldn't get on too well. Nah, toxic ants, they don't get on too well. They sound horrifying, or yeah, they are terrifying. If a queen finds a worker to mate with, she will start her new colony and stay there for the rest of her life, with her wings falling off. That's tragic. It's like a heartbreaking story of insect love. It's a pair of star-crossed ants. It's like the Romeo and Juliet of the ant world. Their love made her wings fall off. It's a somewhat more depressing story for the workers, however, as they usually just, pass away afterwards. You see, folks, us men have got it hard. Even in the insect world, we're totally underappreciated. What are you laughing at, Anne? All right. I thought Anne was laughing at my joke, but in fact, I've come to discover she might be joking. Wait till I go and do the Heimlich maneuver. You don't ever want me doing the Heimlich on any... It's probably the wrong way of saying it anyway, right? But yeah, 2020 news. Flying hornets on radar. I need to come into the chat room. Has anyone ever heard of flying hornets on radar before? I mean, maybe I am just naive to the habits of the flying ant. Maybe I haven't been paying attention all of these years. But I suspect if a story of flying ants on weather radars had been out there before, in fact, I'm going to see flying ant radar. There's probably going to be a plethora of stories, right? Oh no, it happened last year as well. The day after my birthday. Hey, thank you, Polly.
It's the flying uncles no one talks about that we need to worry about. PPP.
Absolutely, brother. And Polly, you and Algo, hats off, man. I would take my hat off, but nobody needs to see that right now. So, yeah, this does appear to be a thing then. Well, I can't be doing my job right because I surely should have brought this to your attention last year. As it says here on the day after my birthday. Maybe I was hungover. Seems like such a long time ago last year, doesn't it? Doesn't it? And I'm not saying... Somebody in the chat room is going to say, yeah, it feels about a year ago or so. I get it. I walked into that one. That's what Anne was going to say. You see what I'm dealing with here, folks? You see, you think I've got it all mastered here? You think my life's just plain sailing? Nah, nothing like that, no. But that isn't as crazy as it gets today. No, it's definitely not as crazy as it gets today. Wow, at the next thing we are going to look at. I'm telling you right now, go for a PPP, get yourself a drink, have a good, stiff, hard, alcoholic drink if you must. Because what you're about to watch next defies logic. In fact, it's going to make you question whether we share a planet with fellow humans or whether we've already been invaded by some creepy, strange alien force. You know, I often talked about how the men in black, it's like they're out of place. It's like they've never been here before, right? Well, if I was to tell you, like, the men in black thing is now, like, spreading. It's like catching on. And people are doing the most bizarre things out there. They really, really are. So before we take a look at that, I'll let you go and get a drink. I'll take a little drink of my coffee. I'm going to make sure Anne isn't choking to death or laughing at me. Either one of the two, it's all good. But we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, folks. Oh, wow. Wow.
How dare you?
Karen! Flying ants done what to your tushy? What? A gang of European fire ants took a shine to your... What won't trigger the... I know. Last week, and you still have the blisters to prove it? Holy shimoly, that sounds terrible. And you can't laugh at that. Oh, Karen, I'm not laughing. It's that Anne one. It's that Anne. Yes, we need to see the evidence, Karen. That's it. We think you might just be LARPing. You're at it. It's a fake ant attack. Hey, Pollination will be over with Jimmy Jeans later today. That's Into the Microcosm. You can find that here on YouTube. Polly, I'd love to listen to you, man. I will definitely be trying to check that out. That's right after the main KBS today. Awesome, Polly. The more people hear from you, the better, I think, brother. And Algorithm's going to be coming on the show next week. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, am I looking forward to this one. I'll be back in just a moment with things that only happen in 2020. It's going to make you lose your mind. Neurons are going to want to vacate the building. Yep. Oh, Jason. You need to rebrand, brother. The paranormal comedian. Yes. You have to look after your assets, after all. Boom, boom. I like that one, dude. I like it. Yes, indeed. So before we get back into it now, let me just check the command center. There we go. Command center's good. The world's still there. I knew it would be a breathe a sigh of relief now. Could all have gone wrong, you know, the stuff we talk about on here, I'm telling you. But yeah, so 2020 is a bit of a bizarre year. I think we can all agree on that. We don't have to agree totally on every single one of the things that's going on. That'd be almost cult-like, and we don't do that in here. But you know me, I like to observe. I'm one of these people that is a people watcher. When I'm out and about, I like to see what other people are up to, not in a creepy way. I'm not like stalking them or anything, but you know, you look around. You see what others in your species, or at least look like they're in your species, are up to. And from time to time, you see things that's just really, really weird, right? Well, this happened to a dude that went into Target in the US recently. Jay says, is that a green screen or do you have a fire on? No, brother, that's YouTube. That is YouTube. What? There you go. Fireplace, 10 hours. There you go. I love it. I love it. I grew up in a house where we had the coal fire. And used to be, when you've got a coal fire or a wood burner, that's kind of the central point of your living room type thing. And I don't know, I used to remember... bit of nostalgia here, you know, sitting around with my mum, my auntie, my granny. Yeah, a lot of toxic women when I was growing up in my house. And funnily enough, I turned out toxic, go figure. But that's when we used to, like, remember the TV used to go off about 11:30? And you'd have to, like, have one of those old-fashioned things. Maybe some people don't remember them. No, some people probably don't remember things called conversations. Remember when we used to do that? Remember people used to have to be in the same room and you could like look at each other and you could talk about things, and it was a far simpler time. Okay, granted, we couldn't connect the way that we connect here now. But one thing I always remember was it was almost like the fire gave it atmosphere, gave it that campfire-y type feel, you know. And I'm hearing you talking about only in Inverness, that we didn't get TV after 11 o'clock at night. Listen, when we were growing up, when you were younger, TV went off about midnight where you were too. It was only like when we were, what, 10 or 11, we started getting Channel 4. And then we moved into the age of like satellite TV with Sky, and then we ended up like America, 24/7 media coming at you. And that's got a lot to answer for. Not America, but that constant barrage of information. Well, the fire to me, it kind of gets me back to the place where I was listening and absorbing all the woo. The woo that shaped me into this thing, this entity that appears before you today. And this entity, when he wears his hat, has got bigger ears than the other Kev. Have you noticed that? We might even need a third Kev. We've got Dave, we've got Kev. This one with the hat. I know I've got multiple personality disorder, but that's okay. It means you never know what you're getting when you come to the stream, right? 4 channels, exactly, Polly. Exactly. You know, I remember it used to be like some picture of some strange, creepy little girl they used to put on like the test screen during the night. It was weird. You'd have that buzzing noise, or then you'd have some of the channels that just went to the static, and you'd look at the static as a wee guy, and you'd think, I can see faces in there. And it was so cool because that was before you knew about pareidolia and your brain making shapes, and you literally thought there was people in the telly. I never thought there was people in the telly, folks. I'm just saying. 3 channels where AJ was. Armand will remember these simpler times as well, yep. I remember the telly going off at 11:30 and the last show was Final Thoughts. It was kind of religious kind of thought for the day. Oh, how the world's changed, eh? For better and for worse. But when I get into this next species observation piece, I don't know what you would call this really. Human nature, devolution. I think devolution might be the way to describe this next story. I don't know. I wonder myself if maybe we're looking at some kind of fakery, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to have to see if I can get this up. I'm going to have to bring in our website here because Brave is not showing the actual... Give me 2 seconds here, folks. I'll get it up. It's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. You've probably heard about this, but we still need to take a look at it on here. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Get this looking like that. Then we'll come over. Yep, we'll come over here. Give me 2 secs, folks. We're doing it live on the fly. Where are we? There's that big bad boy there. Right, let's change that out for Chrome. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, that'll do it. Pull that up there. Put that like that. Right. So, this is the story I'm talking about. This one right here. And I'm going to show you the actual video, folks. It basically, it's what you need to see here. Maybe you've seen this, maybe you haven't. But are there people really this stupid? I'm going to say it. Are there people really this stupid? Or have we been invaded by some alien force? Or is this a setup?
I know, right? Okay, girl. Alright. You just take... I don't know. Oh, maybe she wants the cleanest one.
I mean, I guess, but...
What is she doing? This girl ain't got... That ain't got no wheels. This girl is really serious.
You see, I question it, folks, because as much as I like to watch people, I do find it a little bit creepy and a little bit weird that there's, like, people taking that watching things a little bit further and like filming you while they're watching. And to be honest, at the start, I mean, there wasn't anything too kind of weird going on. She's only playing with the baskets. Looked like she might be going to get a basket. So maybe I'm a bit skeptical. Maybe I've become cynical in my old ways. I don't know. But regardless, I think it's worth laughing at. Because, I mean, really? Really?
Oh my god.
No, there's no way.
No, she's not about to take this whole back.
Yeah, she is
Oh my
about to take
God.
that basket. She
Where
thinks
is
it's
she
like
going?
some
She-
kind of pulley for the basket. But in reality, it's a basket stand. You get this, right? If there's anyone out there that I need to explain this to, you're probably not going to find this fun, because this is
You're
just...
about to scratch up the floor. Oh. What is she doing?
There's no way she's serious.
I don't. She cannot be.
There's like no one else like this.
That's what
You
I'm
see,
saying.
it's getting kind of creepy when you're like spying through people through holes at a shop. But then it gets worse. This happens.
Boo-boo.
Look.
Look, the word.
She doesn't. She. You can't tell me that this person honestly believes that that's some contraption for dragging a basket around. Have I landed in an alien world?
Oh no, now she want to argue with the man about this. Girl, you get a cart. What is you talking about? How you supposed to carry? Oh no, she not really about to.
What do you
start
think,
arguing with
folks?
this
Is
man.
this real? Are there really people? Or do you think? Do you think she's actually onto something? That's a heavy basket. Maybe she's done the physics. Maybe she's done the equation in her mind. She's one of these geniuses we've been waiting for to turn up, maybe. And she's realised something that 99% of the population haven't. That this contraption for holding the baskets is actually better
Oh no,
employed
she's
as
really out here
a
starting war
trolley
with this man.
basket tracker. I don't even know what you'd call
I feel
that.
so bad.
Raging. Absolutely raging. Raging. She'll probably try and cancel that guy from his job for merely offering to assist her in her ways. But I don't know. And I'm not the only one that's questioning all of this. There's people that think this could be made up. And this Target Basket Karen's video is so bizarre that viewers think it's staged. And the reason I bring that up is because anything that we see online nowadays, especially when it's to do with trending type topics like Karens or things like that, then you have to appreciate that there's going to be videos out there as well that are set up, that are just jumping on the trends, that are just trying to have a laugh. And listen, I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying there's anything dangerous to it. But you got to, you know, really be second guessing, questioning absolutely everything and anything. And the more serious the topic gets, the more you need to scrutinize the information that you're looking at. And try and do what I do. Try and game it out from all angles. Game it out from the bottom of the rabbit hole, go full tinfoil, all the way to being totally not tinfoil at all. And then try and play it in between. And it's funny how you can look at one piece of information and you can view it in so many different ways, depending on what perspective you view it from. Depending if you're able to open your mind and look at it from maybe a point of view that doesn't sit with your personal beliefs or things that you already hold to be true. And am I saying you'll get closer to the truth? What's the truth nowadays? Seriously, with all the information that's flying around, who knows what's real, what's not, what's going on anymore? And then when you do think something's real, the Mandela effect can take it away again. Well, me and Andy, we've got an idea about that. We're going to talk about that on a future show. But yes, we've had some bizarre Wookiee stories today. We have had the flying ant invasion. Okay, nothing new there until they showed up on radar. But then we realised it's a yearly thing. So, okay, that's not a 2020 thing. But do we believe that the Karen with the basket was a real case or not? I'm going to come into the chat room. I'll have a little look, see what you're saying, and then we'll chill out. I've got a little bit of maybe UFO. I've got a cool internet story, like a quantum internet coming our way. That's the next big thing, folks. Only it's not going to be 2020. Don't panic. We're not going to quantum internet just yet, but it's coming. It is. So let's see what the chat room are saying. Never underestimate the power of a Karen. Yep, and do you think though, Jason, you're like me? You kick around the same corners of Twitter that I do, looking at the hysterical videos, the very the very kind of worst that Karens have to offer. But I have to look at some of them and think, come on, really? Could this be somebody just like really playing up the whole Karen kind of stereotype? Because are there really some people that silly out there? I mean, we could do a whole stream where we could look at just Karens. We really could. And we could maybe try and rate them from real to fake. Real versus fake Karen. Could we do that in a stream one day? I think we will. So then, let's see. I think she picked the bottom one to avoid germs. Good point, Connie. Good one. Drowning in information and starving for knowledge. Cheryl, get that on a t-shirt. Dang, girl. That's pretty dope. I like that. We saying PPP Karens in the face, says Polly. Yes, indeed. My question is, why is somebody allowed to just follow and film another person? Now, that admittedly is a bit bizarre, but I think you would probably get away with it in a supermarket because you're already being filmed anyway by the kind of CCTV. Now, I get it. There's a difference between the company filming you for security reasons and some creeper like me following you about with a video camera. But folks, just because I like to observe what people are getting up to doesn't mean I'm going to whip my camera out and film it. But that seems to be the automatic reaction nowadays to anything. You know, you hear about some really kind of like bad accidents and things happening. No conspiracy, but just bad things happening. Like in Glasgow recently, we had somebody cracking up, going bonkers, attacked a load of people, right? And one of the witnesses said it was kind of surreal because as opposed to running and helping the people were pulling out their phones. They were more interested in trying to film it to upload to social media than actually going and seeing if somebody needed help. So, I don't know, it's just a sign of the times we're in, Brian, I think. I'm not saying it's good. I certainly don't want to be followed about by some creeper filming me in the supermarket. I pull some faces when I don't know, when I think maybe people aren't looking. We all do. Yeah, give my old a good scratch. Maybe I give the old the other, you know, Jim and the twins. Maybe they're not sitting right. Maybe I'll have to readjust them. I don't want people filming that and putting it on social media. It's crazy. It's an invasion of privacy if not staged. Yes, Polly. That was our man, sorry. Black Mirror, anyone? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I need to get it up here. I'm pretty sure the Black Mirror guy said 2020 was Black Mirror. Black Mirror is 2020. Oh, we've got a new ad. Hang on now. This I've not looked at this. Hang on. Let's have a little look at this. Taking us back to the Metro, actually. Sync. Black Mirror Season 6 ad reminds us that we're basically living in an episode. Yes, indeed. There it is there. Black Mirror 6th season, live now, everywhere. Yep, pretty much. Is there an advert here? I'd probably get banned for playing it anyway. But yeah, let's see what it says. It says here, with the ongoing thing that's happening and President of the United States hiding in a bunker. When was this? 6th of June. Was he in a bunker, really? It can often seem like we're living in a series of Black Mirror. And an ad company is making the most of that frightening thought. A sobering yet savage outdoor ad has popped up in Madrid, letting passers-by star in their very own version, very own Season 6 of Black Mirror. It says Juan Manuel Taribo shared a snap of the bus stop ad as he snapped a selfie with the grimy mirror, which featured the Netflix logo and the slogan, Black Mirror 6th season, live now, everywhere. This Black Mirror promo is just brutal. I think that's absolutely class. Look at that, class. Because at the end of the day, if you haven't watched Black Mirror, and it might be lost on you, but you can't get away from that comparison, that observation. All of the dystopic weirdness that has been shown in Black Mirror in the 5 seasons to date, it's like somebody took all of that and used it to like plan out 2020. That's what it feels like. It's like living in an episode of The Twilight Zone, is it not? It really is. And I'm not telling you it's good or bad or making any tinfoil assessment of it all. But 2020, even for people so normie they've never heard of the alt media community, the truthers or whatever we want to bloody call ourselves, even the most normal person out there, what's normal? Even they can see that 2020, it is. It's like the X-Files had a baby with the Twilight Zone and they called it Black Mirror. And that's 2020. It is. And listen, I'm going to be going live with Kevin from Minnesota real soon. We'll be over on tfrlive.com where we can speak freely, openly, without the fear of algorithms. And I'll also be over in Discord as well, because we open up a little room in there. Our good friend Nace Kevin, who's on the show tonight, he's just joined Discord, so we've got him in there now. And of course, remember, if you want to get into Discord, there's heaps of fun to be had in there. Loads of things going on, but the thing that really I'm quite excited about is something I've not even put together. And it's the Wookie, it's ZX, it's Algo, it's Polly, and Open Mic. So yeah, look out for some good stuff there over on our Discord server, and you're all welcome. We've got one rule: we don't accept any douche canoes. And if you identify yourself to be a douche canoe in your actions, you'll be sailed clean out of there. You'll be like up crap creek without a douche canoe, and nobody likes that. We'll take the douche canoe right off you and you'll be stranded. So with that said, I'm gonna get a little drink of coffee again. I'll come back into the chat, see what people are saying, and then I will shift gears and I will head on over there to TFR Live and get Kevin to talk about Canaspiracy. Yes. Or the Canaspiracy. You're gonna like this one, folks. When Kevin speaks, I think everybody likes to listen to him. He's got those really cool kind of ditties he comes up with. Very lyrical genius that he is. Plus, he's got a really, really good way of explaining his take on the world. And Kev really does have a unique perspective on things. And I think it's one that's worth sharing. I'm not telling you all to believe anything that me and Kevin say. But I bet you that Kevin, the other one especially, and me tonight will give you plenty to think about. And in the end of the day, that's what KBS is. Because I'll provide, and I'll let you decide. And in between all of that, oh man, the fun we're going to have, it's going to be epic. It's going to be the kind of thing that YouTube channels, 100 times the size of the one we've got here, they would love to have a piece of what we've got. But we've got the secret ingredient, right? Do you know what the secret ingredient is? Do you know what the super secret sauce to all of this is? That we know we are real. And we have accepted that there's probably more in the world that we are never going to know about than everything we do learn about along the way. And on that journey, the questions that come up every time we think we learn something, it just keeps going and going and going. That's why I'm just glad to have all of you along for the ride. I hope we have a good time sharing this ride together. There'll be ups, there'll be downs, there'll be laughter, there'll be tears at times. But together, we need to stick together. Because if you don't stick together, you all fall apart. And I'll be back in a moment. My mouth's dry. I need coffee. Yes. And then I will shift gears. I'll go and get Kev. And we will get into Kevin and Kevin on Kevin 20 Kevin. I know it's a lot of Kevins, right? But dang, it's good. First paranormal, Anne's busy watching your videos right now. Eh? What's that say to you, folks? What does that say to you, you know? The Kev Baker Show, sitting in the corner of the room. And does she listen to me? No. She's listening to my mate Jason. What's that all about? I don't know. So if anyone wants to, you know, put Kev Baker up, I'm free. I've only had a couple of previous owners. Got a good few miles on me now, but I tell you, I've still got a lot of truth in me. So, applications in the post, and yeah, free to a good home. Yes, indeedy. Now then, some of you will be absolutely delighted to hear I'm going to be talking about one of the topics that people like me talking about. I don't know why, but CERN is going to be back on the menu soon. Watch this space. And as I always used to do, and will continue to do, if you want to hear the very best information about CERN, I can't recommend anyone higher than Anthony Patch. He's the one that basically taught me 99% of what I know, and the stuff that I've forgotten as well on top of that. But yeah, I think we've got the latest timetables come out of there, and I like to have a bit of CERN super sauce. We like to get a bit of CERN woo on the go, right? And funnily enough, I've been looking into a bit more of the sciencey type topics of late. Not got time today, but maybe tomorrow we'll take a look at the CERN. We'll take a look at a new quantum internet that's coming our way as well. And this will come our way. Mark my words. This will, all of the stuff that you're seeing about, you know, what people say online and all the hate that goes on social media. And you've had companies in the UK calling for social media to get a grip on what people are saying, etc., etc. It's all going in one direction, folks. We're not daft. It's all going to a place where an internet ID will be assigned to every one of us, and every keystroke that we make after that, not that they're not already watching, all of that will be pretty much on your digital file. So the quantum internet with entangled particles and everything else, I would imagine if you ain't got an ID, you ain't getting entangled and you ain't getting in. That's where that's all going to lead to. But that's for another show. We've had fun today. Don't want to get into that just yet. But that'll probably be on the menu either tomorrow on the pre-show stream or the next day. Tomorrow on KBS, I've got Don Wiskin in hour number 1, all the way from Canada. Love hanging out with Don. We'll be opening up the phones. And in hour number 2, it'll be an open lines. It's for all of you, so the phones will be open. For the full show tomorrow, hour number 1, we'll have Don there. Hour number 2, you can talk to yours truly. On Wednesday on KBS, it just keeps on coming, right? We have got Kevin McCairn, PhD, coming to us all the way from over in Japan. He's going to be coming on with his latest research into everything that's going on with people's brains. Yes, he's the brain guy. And he's going to tell us just why there's maybe people pulling trolleys about when they shouldn't be, and not lifting baskets when they should be, and, you know, all of that stuff that makes it 2020. That's on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, to round off the week, as usual, we've got Scotty Lopez. So it's all coming, both here on YouTube and over on the main Kev Baker Show. I hope it's enough content to keep you going. I truly, truly do. And if you want to support the stream, then the links are in the description. Remember, I've got one rule about that. It's only if you want to and you can. If not, I'll be here regardless, okay? So, into the chat room. What are people saying? We've got Cheryl, yes. I think, Cheryl, you know, you were talking to me today as well about some, for lack of, like, what you really said, it was almost like a mass group intention experiment. I can't remember if it was calling UFOs or to raise the frequency. But that thing there, that people coming together, focusing like that, I think that entangles minds. It entrains them. And when you get that group and you do get it focused and they do sync up, I think there's something very powerful to that. You see, I think there's already a quantum internet all around us. And that's why some people can tap into it from time to time. And we call it the Akashic Records. You can call it the quantum field. It's the past, the present, the future, the is, the was, the will be. All of it, all there. All just there to be accessed like some galactic, cosmic, conscious superhighway. Some people are plugging back into it. Some people are more aware of being plugged in than others. You listen to the shows we've done from Australia. The Aboriginal people, they use the bush telegraph. The bush telegraph's a phone that doesn't exist. It's when somebody calls somebody else in their head. Luna shouts to Donnie, and Donnie goes, "What is it, Luna?" And they're separated by thousands of kilometres, and they're talking to each other in their minds. How can they do that unless there is a cosmic, conscious superhighway? And on that thought, that deep, deep thought, you see, I can go from the woo to the deep to the LARP to the anywhere. I will leave you to it. I'll let you catch your breath now. And I will get my head on. I'll get Dave ready for Kevin and Kevin on Kevin. 20 Kevin. Yes, I know. So narcissistic and egotistic, but I don't go there much. But today we will, because that's Kevin's We Rock. And it doesn't matter what you say, because it's just going to be me and Kevin on the show, and we can say what we want. So yes, we rock. So until next time, folks, keep it real. And remember, I can say Kevin as many times as I want, Annie. As many times as I want. Kevin, Kevin, Kevin. Keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo. Karen, they're not up and running yet, but they will be. I know. Last week was a write-off. It was like a black hole to me. I want to forget about it. But we're into a new week now. And, oh no, the music's finished. I can't leave yous on like that note. Get the music back. But they're coming soon, Karen. They are coming soon. So, folks, I am out of here. Exactly what Jason said. Take care, everyone. Be safe. Yes. Just be careful. Just don't get caught.